Hi guys, it's John from Metric Works again. I'm just out here on this windy old day in the garage working on the Hs724 Honda snowblower. So I took off the air cleaner assembly, the plate, and the down tube for the carburetor. I've inspected all the linkages. They are pretty rusty. This guy in here so that the throttle butterfly moves freely. When you move the throttle position on the handlebars, it operates that butterfly valve down there. But what's not moving is this. This is connected to the rods and springs that come out from the governor that are inside the motor. And this guy is absolutely seized. You can barely move it with your finger. This is what's causing our over revving problem. I think a good cleanup of this area along with the carburetor should help out with this. Again guys, thanks for taking the time to watch my videos. I really do get a kick out of making them, and I hope you enjoy them. So I'm in the process of taking the carburetor off this snowblower, and I decided that I should make a little note of how this comes apart, just in case. So this rod that goes over to this assembly here, you see there's a little plastic clip on it. You push in on that plastic clip and it will come right off the rod, slide to the side. You can then pull that rod right up out of the arm. The same thing with this guy down here, the one that the governor rod is attached to. If you open this butterfly valve so it's all the way touching the adjustment screw, you'll see how this rod goes down into a slot right there. This will should come right up out of it. And then this is just a tiny little spring here that you need to maneuver to get up out of the clip. So you let those two rods go, and your fuel line, which I have pinched over there with a pair of vice grips, and your carburetor will just come off the mounting studs. So I'm going to throw this on the ramp and haul it apart and give it a good cleaning. You can see the screw there in that butterfly plate, how it's rusted. Yeah, let me go over to the ramp and we'll haul this apart and see what's inside. So guys, I have the plastic container there on the ramp. My ramp is acting as a workbench. The process of doing a couple of different things at the same time. That's a CT70 motor out over there that I'm rebuilding. I'm going to hone the cylinder out and freshen it up. But this is all about the Honda snowblower. So carburetor's off. I undid the bowl nut, which is again is a 10. We had this off there the other day. The float bowl comes off, and you can see the float bowl is still kind of a bit dirty, I guess, from the sediments that's left in the tank. This screw on the bottom of the float bowl is actually a valve, so you open that screw and it allows the gas to come out through here and come out through the bowl through this tube right here. Usually there's a plastic or rubber tube connected on this, directed away from the snowblower, but that's how you drain your carburetor. This guy here, he's your float. There's a pin that goes through, so gas comes in, fills up the float bowl, and pushes this float up, and it closes off the needle and seat. So the needle and seat will stop any more fuel from coming in. Once the gas has been burnt out of the carburetor, this float will drop down again, allowing the needle and seat to open. So there's a pin here that should come out pretty easy. There you go, just a little pin. The needle and seat that we talked about. This needle and seat, if you have dirt or water in your gas, this usually gets dirty and it doesn't create a seal here. If your machine is a bit older, the rubber on this gets hard and it doesn't create a nice seal in the seat, so you might get some leakage. If you notice that if you leave your gas on and it's dripping gas while the snowblower is sitting, say stored in your garage, this is usually the culprit. It's a seat, a needle with the that's not sealing into the seat properly. So this also has a fuel strainer. So I took this off before. Surprise, surprise, there is no strainer left into it. It's a very common thing with these older machines. Just have a look. It doesn't really look that dirty. But once we get over here, we can see how rusted this butterfly is. This is supposed to move freely, and I can barely move it. Get a better view. I guess just with the water line in this carburetor and throughout this machine, it rusted, and there's so much corrosion next to that butterfly down on the shaft that the governor is not able to pull it over and close the throttle. See, I can't even turn that there. I had to use a pair of pliers. But it will be fixed. Again, it's surprising it's not that dirty inside, just a lot of water. Alright, let me work on that and we'll go from there. So guys, there was 2 Phillips screws that I removed out of the butterfly valve. Once they came out, this butterfly, or the plate, came off of the arm that goes down into the throttle body. I cleaned it up with a rag, wiped out the throttle body, and it works out. It works fine there now. It doesn't seize. As you see, it just fits back together. See how free that moves. So what I'm going to do is put some Loctite on those Phillips screws, put the throttle butterfly valve back on, and reassemble the carburetor. I also took out the main jet and the pilot jet. So this jet came out of the tube. This is the one that you can see in through the carburetor when you look inside. I guess if that tube wasn't in the way, you'd see where it comes up, but it's in there. To get at this jet, to make sure it's clean, you have to get a proper size flat top screwdriver to unscrew this jet. When you do, what you want to do is to make sure you can see through all the little holes in these jets. So obviously you can see through this one, and push down on the tube that sticks up in the throat of the carburetor. This will pop out. As you can see, this is, again, you can see it on camera, but this is pretty clean. You can see through it that way, and then all of these little tiny holes, you want to make sure you can see through them all, or this will cause you many headaches. So yeah, this is clean. I'm just gonna shoot it with the brake cleaner and reassemble and put it back on the snowblower, and hopefully that solves our issue. Guys, listen, thanks for watching. Again, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. It's Metric Works. My name is John. Just out here having fun, turning wrenches, and you know, thought that you guys might enjoy coming along for the ride. Take care.